All right, let's take a look at our Capital One batting order. Grahovac's a freshman. Laviolette's the superstar, and one of the guys, when you talk about mock drafts, etc., his name's going to be there next year. There's a whole bunch of guys that are going to be there this year. And this is, as Kyle said, a very potent offense. The wind is always a thought here. It's currently blowing very mildly out to left field. Temperature of 88 degrees. Moore will face Gavin Grahovac. He's the third baseman, the freshman, and his mentality coming in like every other game all year, every day. First pitch is called a strike. David Ewell is our home plate umpire out of Orange, California. 6'2", 220 pounds. Look at the OPS and all the other numbers. Doesn't play like a freshman. One ball, one strike. Defensive run saved. Kentucky is fourth in the country. Third in the College World Series behind Carolina and Tennessee. Swing and a miss. Off speed pitch. Moore trying to set Grahovac down to get this thing rolling on a 1-2. Pulled it outside.
Just like every game, wind has been a factor here at Charles Schwab Field. Continues to blow in.
Yeah, it has just moved from blowing quietly to left to hard in. 6'4", pitcher gets ready, and now we go full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Get used to it. This is exactly what Texas A&M does. You said it earlier, they are very patient.
Three-2 to the leadoff man. Right back at the pitcher.
Yes, you did.
There we go,
yes,
Superman. Barehand play, Matt Moore, and a good time to do it on a ball that wasn't hit very hard at all.
64 miles per hour off the bat, and those I don't mind. Get that's right here. Great timing. KP, you know better than I do. When you're on that mound, it's hard to gauge the timing on it.
It's just an instinct play, too. I mean, everything about you tells you to go grab it. When it comes off the bat at 64 miles an hour, that makes it a little more tolerable if you do grab it. Gets enough of it, flips it over to first. Mason Moore's got his first out of the night.
All right, and here is the right fielder, the sophomore Jace Laviolette. Stay away, and they do. Y'all catch on to the nickname Lord Tubbington?
Heard that one. Yeah.
Lord Tubbington is Buddy Hayden shot. Thought he looked like a Teletubby. This one is lifted high to center. And the wind got it. And now, McCarthy had it. Looked like he was suggesting, I can't really see it. And maybe the wind was playing games with it, but it's an out.
There's going to be some interesting routes tonight. Because it is blowing from right center. I think especially balls on the infield that are going to go a little bit different place than guys think.
2 up, 2 down. Jackson Appel. He's the catcher. He's the senior, hitting .326. 2 very speedy catchers in this game. He's got 15 stolen bases. And Burks on the other side can move around the bases as well. Swing and a miss. Set the defense behind him with a changeup. Mitchell Daly at third. Grant Smith at short. Emilian Petrie is at second. He's unbelievable. Ryan Nicholson is at first. Devin Burks behind the plate. Waldschmidt, McCarthy, McCoy left to right in the outfield.
He'll use that pitch a lot against left-handed hitters and righties as well. Loves his changeup. Use it any count, any time.
One-two. Swing and a miss, and he got him. 12 pitch. First inning. Mason Moore. And a barehanded play to get it rolling. They've won 6 in a row. Neither of these teams have lost in the postseason. Here is the Kentucky Wildcats. The Batcats batting order led off by Waldschmidt, Petrie, Burks, Nick Lopez. Daly was the walk-off hero the other night. Nicholson can leave the yard as well. We saw that. McCarthy had the mad dash in the supers. McCoy and Grant Smith. Gion moves into the third base box where he wasn't always, but that was one of the significant changes. And we take a look And really the ace of this team, Kyle, Ryan Prager.
He's had a great year, man. For Prager, he's going to throw a ton of strikes, and he'll throw any pitch in any count. I think the question, we talked about the chaos of this Kentucky offense, can he slow him down? Easiest way to slow him down, don't let him stand on first base, because then they can't do a lot of things. For Prager this year, only one stolen base allowed. Guys don't run on him. And I think it's one thing to watch as this goes on if Kentucky is getting guys on base.
Well, they like to embrace the get weird thing, and certainly having a Kentucky blue mustache will be one way that you can do that, by getting weird. The whole story behind Nick Lopez and the mustache. We'll share that when he comes up. At first, it's Ryan Waldschmidt, the left fielder. He is one of those guys to keep an eye on. He's one of the sabermetrics as far as front offices. They love what he does. And in the mock draft from Kylie and others, he's somewhere in the 20s, maybe 24 to the Atlanta Braves. And all the exit velocity, sweet spot stuff, Waldschmidt's got, and he can run 24 steals. Prager ready as the sun shines down on him, and the first pitch popped up. Let's see. Camarillo is out. The outfielders are coming in, and the center fielder Chestnut says it's mine. That was one of those weird ones where all of a sudden the shortstop thought he had it.
And with all the experience of their head coach Schloss, who has been here many of times before with TCU, it's the ability of understanding how this ballpark plays. And none of their middle infielders gave up on that ball until it was called off.
Yeah, it's become a picture postcard evening here for Emilien Petrie out of Quebec. And Prager throws a strike there. Prager is a guy that lives in the zone, and his ability to get swings and misses in the zone is in the 98th percentile. That is not an easy thing to do.
Oh.
Petrie sitting at 299, 20 homers. He's got 26 steals of his own. When he first arrived in Lexington, he weighed 130 pounds, and he didn't speak much English at all. And now Mingione says he's as good a ball player as I've ever coached. Swing and a miss, 90 mile an hour. Peter by him, and there's two quick ones.
For Prager, he'll honestly throw any pitch at any time. But there's a header behind. You could see fastball, you could see slider, you could see changeup. And I think Petrie right here was looking for something off speed. Fastball is only going to live around 90 miles an hour. So it's not like he's going to go out and show you 95s and 6s. But it plays up because the off-speed stuff is thrown for a strike so often. That time was right by Petrie.
The three-hole hitter is Burks, 246. He's the catcher. And he is the proverbial straw that stirs it all. Inside, good pitch, 90 miles an hour, and Burks looks back to his bench.
And he messes with the hitter with his delivery as well. It's not just the action, and it's great action that he has, but also the cadence from the windup and also from the stretch.
Pitch number 8, he's got 2 down, and he's ahead of Burks, 0-2. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Why is Prager pitching in this game and not game 1? It had a lot to do with matchups, and it had a lot to do with the A&M bullpen and the way that Jim Schlossnagle wanted to use them. Prager straight over the top, and he misses in.
I think, Carl, you said something that stands out: straight over the top. Straight over the top gives a lot of right-handed hitters problems as well. Barry Zito was one of the best straight over the top when he was on.
Where the sun is can be problems for the left side. And this one is ripped to the gap. This one sends Chestnut back. Now he has to almost stop and come back in. Late in the afternoon on ABC. Game 2, College World Series Finals, ABC on Sunday. A&M back up second time.
Ball's out.
David Ewell is going to announce the balls and strikes like that. We don't have much to do. Ball outside for Hayden's shot. We go 1-0. The senior DH. Schott was the one who labeled Jace Laviolette, Lord Tubbington, for a Teletubby. In fact, the purple Teletubby. And on the ground, first baseman ranges Nicholson. He'll flip to his pitcher Moore, who's been involved a couple of times. Down to Chris.
After Devin Burke's hits, there's all that gear you got to put on. It's kind of a pain, and they decide, you know what? You should put your feet up. We're going to have the rest of the guys put the gear on for you. No, this is not a NASCAR pit stop tire change. This is how they put on the gear. The idea is that you serve us, Devin, behind the plate, so we serve you to put on all the gear. There's a line in case someone screws up. They got to go to the back of the line. There he is, all decked out, ready to be behind the plate.
That's good stuff. I tell you, I know somebody that could have used a little help getting dressed before he came to the ballpark tonight. Somebody was begging for a belt in the car.
The effort that counts. No, before. Well, I realized it before I got the car.
Yeah, that phone call did come in.
Eddie, are you gone yet? Good. How many did you bring?
Daly up the middle. That's going to get through. I should say Burton, and Texas A&M's got their first runner. There was no doubt about that one. You're hitting on the ground tonight, you got a chance. And Ted Burton, the first base senior, just delivered.
It's all in the details tonight. You look at the wind, you have to be able to play great defense, but on the offensive standpoint, everything has to work line drive on the ground. Anything up over 30 degrees should be caught.
Smith and Petrie tough up the middle. Good double play combination, maybe the best in the country. And the left fielder, the freshman, is Caden Sorrell. That's at the top of the zone for a strike for Moore, an 81-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Very excited about the possibilities and potential for Sorrell.
This kid's got a chance to be a star. True freshman, just about made a highlight reel of highlight reels catches the other night out in left field. But speed is there, power is coming. He's going to hit a ton of home runs before he's done. But he looks like the next great hitter at A&M.
Great changeup, 82 away from the lefty. All-American second teamer. 56 games, 923 OPS, double-digit home runs. Moore works with a man on. Burton's got 10 steals. He's not going, and that's way inside. Did it get him?
I believe it did.
I think it got his back.
Yeah, it took a little while for Ewell, and he's going to send him to first on a hit by pitch.
Ball was designed to go out, instead came in and hits him right in that left forearm with 2 strikes. The Aggies will take it.
So Moore has occasional, as Kyle pointed out, control issues. So now in a little hole here with rush at first and second, 1 down. Ali Camarillo, the junior, up at 294. 12 homers in the first pitch. Slider away. Out of the perennial Little League powerhouse town of Chula Vista, California.
It's been. Go ahead, Ralph.
Obviously, how do you approach a guy that throws so many changeups?
Well, I think what you got to figure out is what's he throwing for strikes, and what he's throwing for a strike so far is a changeup. That's the one he seems to have the most confidence in. The other 2 he hadn't been able to land as much.
So as a hitter, Eddie, knowing that, what do you do?
Well, you have to look up and you have to look for the fastball. That's the bottom line. You still have to sit on the number one, being aware that he will throw that changeup at any time.
Slow roller to short. Smith. Petrie fires to first. That's a good scoop, and it prevented a run from coming in. They only get one, but a heck of a job by Ryan Nicholson as Petrie did his best to fire it over there. There are 2 down, and to third base goes Burton.
This Kentucky team 4th in the country in defensive runs saved. Up the middle, between Grant Smith and Emilian Petrie, they've made 6 errors. Kentucky's played 60 games. Their middle infield has made 6 errors the entire season, and Ryan Nicholson saved him from the 7th right there, because if it gets by him, A&M's on the board.
Great look again. The umpires were in the ESPN body cam, and you got a good peek there. Here's Caden Kent, swing and a miss. Son of the Major League Baseball superstar Jeff Kent, played 19 years in the bigs. MVP in 2000. Kent over 300. First and third, swing and a miss again as he pulled the string with a changeup.
Now with 2 strikes, runners at first and third. Kentucky has to be aware of if the Aggies are going to try to pull anything. Do they throw through? Do they keep the ball? With Amarillo first.
Burton takes his lead at third. Moore ready on an 0-2. And this one to short. And it's an easy play there for Smith off the end of the bat. He threw him another one. We're heading to the bottom of the second. A&M and Kentucky 0-0.
Shoulder pads and your helmet on.
Really helps that the hotel's just a block away.
It does. It does, yes.
He swings at the first one, and this one is coming back, and the wind is helping to blow it. And look out. It literally blew it right over the screen, and the efforts of Appel come up just short. Yeah, you walk through the hotel, and the number of Wildcat fans in the Hilton Hotel. This is the Hilton Hotel Series. Both teams are staying at the same hotel less than a block away. And the send-off was incredible. But that's cool to walk home after a walk-off. 0-1 to Lopez. Has a little better time hitting lefties than it does righty by about 40 points in the batting average, and on the ground to short. Amarillo waits and then fires, and he's off the bag. The throw took Burton's back foot off the bag, and Camarillo looked like he hesitated a little bit.
Just a little bit, routine grounder. Goes to the arm side, and right there, you know, that's really close. But what a great angle to make that call.
That brings up Daly, third baseman for Hoback, in on the grass. He squares, pulls back. Doesn't matter where you hit in the lineup or who you are, all of these plays are on for all of them. Daly came to this World Series with a lot of World Series experience. Twice he came with the Longhorns of Texas. He pulls back there. That's in for a strike. Interesting career he had with the Longhorns, KP. He was like an All-American freshman, started 59 of 61 games. By the end of 23, he wasn't really playing much.
His first couple of years, he played a ton.
Yeah. That hit him, and whether that was attributed to the squaring for the bunts or the first step that Lopez took to try to get him ahead of Prager or just a missed location, there are 2 on.
Yeah, we're not going to show you that. We're going to show you this right here, the ump cam, ESPN ump cam. Check this angle out. How cool is that? That's exactly what was seen right there on the ump cam. Scott Klein wearing it.
Guys, you sat in the SEC tournament, didn't you, KP?
Yeah, they were great looks. I mean, on bang plays at first, or guys that are sliding back into the base, it's a unique, really cool look.
What a spot here for Ryan Nicholson. He was the guy that allowed the walk-off and walk home. Senior out of Louisville, Kentucky. 6'4", 220, 22 bombs on the year. In a big spot now for the Cats. Lopez and Daly aboard. Nobody out. The 1-0. He will square. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Much of the efforts to bunt, to square, to pull back, to get in the head of the defenders, let them think about things they wouldn't otherwise maybe be thinking about. Cause a pitcher to lose his arm slot, lose his concentration for a second.
It's not the stolen bases always that bother you in offenses like this. It's the pace that it forces everybody else to play, and it starts on the mound. Ryan Prager has to think about a variety of different things and not just execute and strike one. It's sometimes a little bit louder upstairs.
I saw that in game 1 Kentucky played. NC State came off the mound. You have to throw the ball to second. It was just very awkward. Threw it into center field, and the runner advanced to third base. Lopez only has 3 steals on the season. Daly decent speed behind him on the 2-1. Swing and a miss.
See a lot of teams. The first team I ever saw was at the College World Series was Michigan with the signs on the belt. Every game it's coded differently.
It's a big pitch, 2-2. And it's fouled off.
The reason I mention that is because there's so many possibilities that you can do with those signs that you can't do with the good old-fashioned signs coming from third base. They look at it right there, they see what it's coded, and everybody moves with harmony. No excuses for missed signs.
This one is put up in the air. Laviolette's got a tremendous arm. He steps right into it. He will fire to third base, and it's going to get cut off. And that was a well-done job by everybody. The tag, the throw is low enough. Doesn't allow the runner Daly to advance from first base. And it's 1 out.
That's understanding the game right there, KP. Keep it low. You still keep the force at second, the possibility for 2. Gets behind the ball beautifully, anticipating that the runner at first as well is tagging.
Laviolette's an outstanding outfielder. I mean, we talk about the bat very often. He's played some center field, now over and right. This is an A&M outfield that can really go get it. He's a big reason why out right. Made the game-saving catch just a few nights ago.
So first and third now for the Batcats, and Nolan McCarthy up. And now with Daly at first, you got to keep an eye on him. First and third, will he go? He's got 10 steals. They will throw over there. And it was close. McCarthy at 292, 11 homers, 41 RBIs. They're charging. He pops it up, and nobody sees it. Not that there was going to be any play on it. It bounces high off the screen.
It's a good old Don Zimmer play right there. First and third, you're going to go for the safety squeeze sack. Move the run over to second. Try to steal a run while you're at it. Kentucky baseball.
And this, too, is Kentucky baseball. Mingione calls out his offensive sort of coordinator and Ammirati, and they will discuss how they want to play this and bring everybody out literally like an offensive huddle. Mingione will tell you there were 3 things that he did which changed the success of this team. One, he had Devin Burks catch a lot more. The other was he moved Nick Ammirati from third base coaching box to be around his offensive players. And the third one was to move himself into the third base coaching box. He said everything clicked after that. He gets in the air of Lopez. Daly bounces off first. And the 0-1 to Nolan McCarthy. bunts it, and it is going to be foul. Really close. He would have been on, a run would have been in, but it was foul. And a good job by Grahovac, who in the end said, I got no chance. I got no choice.
Smart. I mean, everything that he did at third was right. And this is something that they practiced once they got to this ballpark. And I'm saying every team. How does it roll? Does it go out? Does it not? Does it hit the lip? Beautifully done right there. 0-2.
Again, the runners take the lead, this time on an 0-2. Stays put, foul back. See, McCarthy and every other Cat will bang their chest after they swing or get a second strike against them. And the bench will then respond by beating their chest, suggesting, I got it, 2 strikes, we're all in this together.
Good halfway in.
McCarthy was the guy that did that mad dash from second base against Oregon State. Pete Rose ended up getting in touch with him after he dove into home plate.
I'm actually surprised they're playing this close in Texas because McCarthy has a bad hamstring. You can't get down the line that quick.
0-2. Daly fakes again. Swing and a miss on a 78-mile-an-hour changeup. Big pitch from Ryan Prager.
Prager just kind of shows you that at bat that he is comfortable throwing any of them in any count. That time 0-2 changeup had gone to the slider before. That was fouled off. Grip and arm speed, that's the key to a really good changeup. Arm speed has to be the same. Grip takes the velocity off. Creates a little bit of late sink right there, and it gets it off the bat for the strikeout.
"13 games, reached safely." Here's the sophomore James McCoy. 2 down now. He squares to bunt. That's a good one, and nobody's at home. Oh, he got him at first. How about Jackson Appel?
He's going to review it, and I am telling you that play, he was out at first base. What an athletic play.
Kentucky is challenging the out call at first base. The previous play is under review.
I think Jackson Appel for this A&M team is the most underrated guy in the club. We talk about Laviolette. We talk about Montgomery before he got hurt. We talk about Grahovac. This dude can really play, man.
I got him out.
I think he's still out. Yeah. I mean, he's the only guy that's got any chance to make this play.
He's out.
Was that close? I mean, that is close. We went through that whole period of whether the glove has to snap around the baseball. His foot is there before it snaps, but the ball is in the leather. This is a tough call, I think.
It's a great bunt, but it's a better play.
You guys are that sure of this one, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I just kind of gave you a good way to look at it.
Look at the bag. It's already in. Hasn't even got into the bag.
In the glove. Again, we had that debate. This is a major league question as well as college and every other place. Does the glove have to close around it?
And let's not forget, the call was out, so it makes it a lot easier as well.
I've been persuaded.
Very typical of Kentucky and Minchione, though, to bunt in that situation. Here it comes.
After review, the call of out at first base is confirmed. Kentucky loses 1 challenge and has 1 remaining for the game.
Well, circle that play and remember the name, Jackson Appel. Off the mask goes and a big out. A lot of people took the trek from Kentucky, somehow ended up in Minnesota and got themselves here.
Making new friends?
Oh, yeah, we had a lot of College World Series conversation and wondering where in the world were you? Like, where's Waldo? A lot of that on the airplane. Travis Chestnut will lead things off. We're in the 3rd of a scoreless game. He tries a bunt. He's got some backspin on it. Moore, yes! Athletic play by Mason Moore.
Were you ever that athletic, KP?
Was I ever?
Yeah.
Man.
No, I Just
out running hills this morning about 5:30 in the morning, just trying to get my work in. Was I ever? I'd have thrown that between my legs just to make it more fun.
Pretty good. A great player.
Bare hand, one chance too. You got one chance. Bare hand, you get. It's almost like to play at third base. Grab it, get rid of it. And I remember those days.
The Hills days? Which days are we talking about?
There's a few days.
Fastball at 94 on the corner to get the leadoff man started. Grahovac, to have a freshman come in and make an impact like he has. Off speed, gets that one there. But you think the wind will dictate, and it's weird because Kentucky does it a lot, but you know, seeing guys bunt, we're going to see a little bit more small ball from both teams because of the wind.
This is testament right here. Even on that pop-up. Watch how much he has to come in.
Yeah, it's a second baseman, shortstop ball, but it's the center fielder McCarthy who's making the play.
Exactly, and that's the difference of having played in this ballpark where we saw Texas A&M early on in the first inning. Both middle infielders ran out there. One, to help out because it's a sun ball, but two, because of that wind right there. Can easily come back to you, and it's probably even an easier play for the infielder.
Wind howling between 15 and 21 miles an hour. Eduardo's got 9 monitors up here. 7 have already been blown over. Outside to Laviolette. Even when the wind has blown the first 3 days, you could hit him out to the corners. This is a little more aggressive wind, but this is one of the guys that can do it.
Yeah, he can cut a wind now. I mean, Jack Caglione showed in the first game that there's certain guys that can still run one out of here. This is one of them.
Popped out to center, still respecting the power that Laviolette has as they are playing fairly deep.
If you put a wrinkle in it or a changeup, he's going to pull it. Has not gone the other way with anything but fastballs thrown at him.
2-1. Thought about it, and it's now 3 balls and a strike.
That's how quiet he keeps his hands. From our center field angle, you'll see you'll never lose those hands. They stay right there.
He used all 6 feet 6 inches of his frame to take a home run away from Curlin the other night. He is a reverse split guy. He actually hits lefties much better for average than he does righties. On a 3-2. Right back up the middle, and it is down and knocked down by McCarthy. Laviolette thinks about it, and then he jams the brakes on. That was 106 miles an hour off the bat, and it's a good thing McCarthy was able to get his body in front of it.
Okay, this guy's special. Hard hit contact, and right there, just keep it in front of you. Don't make it bigger than it is with 2 outs. Block it. Beautifully done. Put that chest into it. But Laviolette has consistently this year, when he makes contact, hit the ball hard over 95 miles per hour 54% of the time. Just to put it in perspective here, Jack Caglione, who went deep this afternoon, 52% of the time he hits the ball hard.
For Laviolette last year, 18 stolen bases. This year, just 8 in the regular season. But he did steal one in the Aggies' first game here. And he's got the speed and the base running ability to steal bags. I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to be active on the base paths.
Well, his hand just grew by a couple of inches as he puts the mitt on. When he dove back, he didn't have one on there, and a whole bunch of grains got underneath the wrap on his wrist. We're not going to wrap the mitt. Careful over there. Line shot into the seats.
Something different here compared to Major League Baseball, where you have the netting all the way down the line. Here it just goes past dugouts. Defensive
play of the night was made by Appel.
Oh!
Burks framed it, and it was out. Something Schlossnagle was thinking about. Top of that order and maybe getting some protection. So Appel bats third.
With the Brake Montgomery injury, it didn't switch a ton of this lineup, but some. For most of the year, Grahovac led off. Then Laviolette, then Montgomery, then Appel would hit fourth. But after Montgomery went out, shifted a few guys up a little bit.
That's a good pitch, and you just had a quick look at Montgomery, the Stanford transfer, who hurt himself, his ankle in game one of the Supers.
Awesome kid. And it stinks and changes this offense not to have him there. He's going to hear his name called really early in the big league draft here in about a month.
2 strikes to Appel, a .274 hitter with 2 strikes. That leads the Aggies.
I'll tell you this, 2-2 count. He's already fouled a couple off towards the left side of the field. In left field, the sun ball could come into play right now. They're pitching him away.
As you say it, they come inside.
Soft.
132 home runs as a program. That's a record for A&M. Their offense is first in walks. They are fourth in homers. They are seventh in runs, ninth in slugging. And they got a whole big renovation coming to Blue Bell in the next couple of years. Thing they tend to do. They're not afraid to go to the Ivies to take some transfers, and Appel, one of them. Runner goes, swing and a miss. 93 was right by him. They will strand Laviolette at first. There's a word. Do you know there's a word for that day? Do you know the word for that day?
Summer solstice.
Just wanted to make sure. Grant Smith.
Ball one.
Ball one.
Come on, Rav.
Sarah Lang's enlightened me with the solstice. Yeah.
1 ball, no strikes. Grahovac even with the bag at third. Two balls and 1 strike. For all the small ball and chaos, Kentucky, of course, won game 1. They hit 3 home runs against NC State. Stole about 40 more bases than the team they're playing in the course of the season. On the ground, diving play, Grahovac fires a bullet over to first, and Smith retired.
A few things have to happen right in order to keep this a tight game, and one of them has to be the defense. Anything hit on the ground, guys are top. Today especially, hit the line drive, hit it hard on the ground. Grahovac makes an excellent play and finishes it off with a throw.
Standing room only in left field, in center field, in right field. Standing up on the top step to watch Ryan Waldschmidt. He squared a bunt. Ewell says strike 1. So far, so good for the Prager decision as a strike thrower against a team that likes to wreak havoc.
You good, Jackson?
The cool thing about teams that show bunt and fake bunt and all that, if you're a corner guy, third base, first base, you're always wanting the baseball, right? You're coming in, you're challenged by it. Seems a lot like a goalie in hockey. You want that. You don't want it to get past you, so you're always on your toes.
Oh, and 2. And like most pitchers, when Prager's ahead, he tends to bury a batting average against ahead is 187. It's over 300 when he's behind. And this one has popped up to right. Very shallow and right. Laviolette, though, is playing there. And we got ourselves 2 down in the bottom of the 3rd inning. NHL playoffs. They roll on Tuesday. ABC Game 5, Florida. They lead the series over the Oilers 3-1. They are looking not for their 18th championship, their first Stanley Cup championship. Game 5 of the Cup Finals Tuesday, 8 Eastern, ABC, Deportes and ESPN+. Who's got a better chance to force a Game 6, the Oilers or the Mavericks?
Oilers.
2 down.
Ball 1.
You're all about the Connor McDavids of the world versus the Luka Doncic. Okay.
You think Dallas is going to win in Boston? I don't think Dallas is winning in Boston.
I would think it would be difficult, but you'll be able to see that if you want on ABC in a little bit. We'll talk with Nick Mingione. We prefer you stay right here.
Watch SportsCenter after you can see the highlights.
I love what you did. We'll also give you a little updates. Petrie was not interested in the other sports. He did play soccer. He was not a hockey player in Canada, as we talk about the Stanley Cup. And he sends this one to left, blocking the sun. Sorrell. What a job he did with that glove and the shades. And you can see it was not easy, but he's there. KP, Prager, and that guy right there, Moore, locked into a good one. We've had only 2 hits so far, and we're a third of the way through.
Wouldn't be classified as that as of now. It's early, though. Right.
We head to the 4th with Kyle Peterson and Eduardo Perez. You just heard Chris Budden and Nick Mingione. That's in there for a strike. Hayden Schott, Ted Burton, Caden Sorrell. 0-0 game, A&M, the only team with a couple of hits. We've had some base runners. Kentucky's had guys third base and have not been able to bring them in. 0-2 now. Moore was the postseason pitching hero for this group back in 2023. And has had incredible numbers over 5 tournament games. And Cotton looking on a 1-2-3 effort to get shot.
That's Chase Laviolette.
That's it. That slide back in without that glove. I'm telling you, it caught underneath there. May have cut it up a little bit.
Gamer.
One of the 2 hits right here, Ted Burton.
Mason Moore's last start against Oregon State in the Supers, he walked 6 in 3 1/3. The only reason he's out there after 3 1/3, he didn't give up a hit. He hasn't walked anybody tonight, and that is a huge deal against this offense. That again, I mean, Nick Mingione just talked about it when he was talking to Chris. This, by the numbers, is the most patient offense in the country. But you can't be patient if the other guy's throwing strike 1 every time.
Ball's out. Just off. Ball in.
Way inside, he threw that one pretty hard, 93 miles an hour. You got a game plan, and a challenge in a game like this is to stick to it. Both teams do. They can land the big one. They can land a lot of jabs. This feels like a jab night. That one's in there, 3-2.
That's been the difference right there.
100%. And he's he just threw a 3-1 changeup. He is absolutely most comfortable throwing the changeup when he needs to throw a strike.
Here it comes again. Did not land the heater for the last 2 pitches. Does land the changeup and sets him right back up with that number 1. The ability to throw off-speed pitches, that's what gets those hitters guessing. A little bit behind, little out in front. By the way, the laces on his glove, insanely long.
I used to like that.
Yeah?
I had the same one. Give you something to do when you're out there.
Floss.
Just as you had mentioned, his ability to not issue the free pass, he gives up the walk to Burton. So he'll be aboard. He's double digits with steals. And here is Sorrell, the freshman who got hit by a pitch the first time up. All three of these guys that are coming up in this inning. Burton single, Sorrell hit by a pitch, and then Camarillo reached on that fielder's choice. They couldn't turn two. One down Daly, very deep at third base, and a swing and a miss.
On guess what?
Changeup.
Yes.
.82-mile-an-hour breaking pitch. The A&M offense needs 3 walks to tie their school record for a season. They got 1. There's the next pitch, and that's fouled back.
Good pitch to speed the bat up. Seen all 3 pitches already. The changeup. Little slider there, then the fastball. I think Big Ben also wore those laces long as well at LSU.
See the heat on Morel's face. 87-degree night. And a high chopper fielded. Petrie, great feed. That's a double play. And that's as good as it gets in the country.
Yes, it is. Talked about it earlier. Just 6 combined errors up the middle between Grant Smith and Emilian Petre. 11, it's one thing, but watch the flip. Petre loves a little backhand flip. It's Grant Smith right in the right spot. The strong throw over. Cats erase the one-out walk with a double play. Still scoreless in Omaha.
All sorts of experience, of course, for Jim Schlossnagel. TCU been here a whole bunch. 9-7 against A&M in his 18 years at TCU, and now he leads them. Get ahead with a strike. 88-mile-an-hour pitch. This is Devin Burks, followed by Nick Lopez, and then Mitchell Daly, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. And Burks, this is a one-hopper, and Camarillo fires over for the out. And here comes Nicky Mustache, Nicky Lopez. When he transferred in, he wasn't exactly sure what he was going to be able to do, the impact he was going to be able to have on the team baseball-wise initially. So he literally wanted to stand out, and he thought the stash would be a way to do it. And then he colored it blue, so it is an absolute statement.
He did.
So are the glasses.
Yeah.
He's a total package.
It looks like a Halloween costume when he goes up there. It doesn't actually look like he's hitting in the College World Series.
Looks a little bit like Bobby V did when he came back on the bench for the New York Mets.
They won't know who I am.
I can't help it, but I see Domingo Ayala right there. There we go.
Yeah, it's catching. You can go big shades and then full eye black, blue stash. You are absolutely standing out.
Better get a few knocks too.
It's impressive because when they recruited him, they thought he was just a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, that's right.
All of a sudden,
they encouraged him to go back to being a switch hitter.
Start swinging from the right side. Not bad. Let's work on that.
Prager's got a couple of strikeouts on a 1-2, and now he's got 3 of them. Lopez caught looking.
Someone behind the plate thought it was strike 3, third out. Mr. Appel, get back in there. Great pitch. You're looking for the changeup, and all of a sudden, the number one. That's why you have to look for the number one.
Now Mitchell Daly.
You guys were talking earlier about this, the release point of Prager. His release point's about 6'7", which is a full foot above what the average release point is in college baseball and 2 feet above what Jamie Arnold's is at Florida State. Two guys that have had great years this year, but doing it very different ways.
So as a hitter, since you brought it up, I mean, what's the impact of the release point, especially one in this case that's a little less familiar, Eduardo?
I think what's the biggest change is, one of the biggest things is that he has that straight change, and it throws you off. And the other thing is it gets on you in a hurry. So that 90-mile-per-hour pitch, 89, really perceived velocity is more like around 93, 94. That's why he'll get those swings and misses. That's why he'll get that soft contact. I wish they had the metrics for those big guys, Randy Johnson back in the day. He had a low release point.
Swing and a miss. And how about that inning for Ryan Prager? He goes 1, 2, 3, picks up 2 punch-outs. He's got 4 in the game, and the pitcher's duel continues through 4.
Has had the ability to run that fastball up and out of the zone, too, when he wants to. This is, from a control standpoint, been honestly as good as he's been all year. 9 1/3 innings in the postseason coming in. He had walked 9. He's walked just 1 tonight.
How much do you think of that as the experience he got, last year and obviously this year? Because you never know when these guys take to the mound on this stage how they're going to respond. And there have been so many times over the last 15, 18 years they've seen it. Some guys just step up and perform like they've never had before on the positive side, and others don't handle it so well.
No, I think the biggest thing for Moore tonight, though, is the ability to throw that changeup for a strike. Because it's been a strike stealer, and then something he can get some swing and miss on gives him more confidence in the others.
But that also, there's a mental component. There's an ability to control all of the stuff that leads you to be able to throw that
just
pitch.
to quiet down.
Yeah.
Just to quiet everything else down. A&M coaching staff was talking about this today, and I thought it was a really good point. I mean, this is a big ballpark. It's not as loud as when you go to, Blue Bell and there's 7,000 people there because they're right on top of you and they're going crazy. And it's a pretty neutral crowd. I mean, they'll get loud for both sides, but it doesn't get hostile.
Camarillo puts this one up in the air to left. Center fielder's over to help out Waldschmidt, but he doesn't need it. And there's one out. It was a great point because it also had to do not only with the ballpark, but the atmosphere and the experience that these kids have coming up that probably you guys didn't really have, with all these showcases and Major League Baseball scouts around, and even being recruited when you're in, at least in the past, when you're in the 8th grade, things like that.
And I thought another interesting comment was made as, there's 2 decks here. Big league stadiums have 3 decks. That changes the perspective of a lot of things. But look, Texas A&M, they played in big league stadiums already this year.
They played in Globe Life this year.
Yeah. So they're not intimidated at all, either team.
1 ball, 1 strike to Caden Kent. 300 average. He's the sophomore second baseman. And again, as we talked about, he's the son of Jeff Kent, former Major League second baseman, had phenomenal years when he was with the Giants with Bonds. Bonds needed a Robin. He was Batman. They had a Robin there. 17 seasons, MVP in 2000. And there's the little guy, Caden, at 22 months old, as Jeff represented the Dodgers in the National League All-Star game. That's a great picture.
Yeah, that one's cool.
On the ground in the hole, no chance. Grant Smith just knocked it down. Kent is aboard. Should be a hit for Caden Kent.
Yeah, even if he would have fielded it cleanly, I just do not think he was going to get Katie at first. Going to his right, took a few steps. It wasn't hit hard. This will be a nice angle to look at. Comes up from there. Would have been tough. Great effort.
This is just not a team that tries to even bunt for hits very often.
Ball out.
No, so for the Aggies, just 4 sack bunts the entire year.
Right.
You're not going to sack bunt with 1 out, but they just have 11 bunt singles total. Chestnut's got 6 of them. So if there is a guy in this lineup that potentially would do it, and we've already seen him try to do it today, it's probably Chestnut.
Oh, here it comes. He pops it up. Watch out. Moore makes the play, and his third baseman did a good job to get out of the way. Daly was charging, and it just felt like they were going to have some contact.
That looked like a train wreck.
It sure did.
Ready to happen. I mean, the view of it right here, you can see them both coming in. Mason Moore's probably going to win that battle right there, too. But he's made 2 pretty darn good defensive plays. One on a bunt, down to first baseline. This time to go just take it himself. Glove it for the second out of the inning.
Tell you what, Daly getting out of there, I am really impressed with the way he did that. A lot of guys go head first for that.
Just a slide feed first to get out of the way.
Like you said, it looked like a potential train wreck. He sounded, I'm sure, more like a train to Daly. Check Daly out, sees it, peels off there. I'm good. I don't need to get too close to that.
Let you take that one, big fella.
Team's going to have to manufacture a run for all the offensive skills that A&M has. I mean, it figures Kentucky's comfortable in this environment where you're not necessarily going to hit one over the wall. That first pitch strike so critical. Slow chopper, here he comes. How about the transfer to his throwing hand and the scoop at first from Nicholson. Nicholson leads things off. We have donuts up there on the scoreboard, all zeros.
That's top.
You got a favorite in that Golden Spikes race?
I think Condon will win it. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I think this was a year where you should have expanded it and had 4 or 5 guys on.
Caglianone's not on it.
Caglianone's not on it. Christian Moore's not on it.
Right.
Those 2 deserve to be there. Chase Burns isn't on it.
Grahovac, third baseman, now shifts towards that second base position on the 0-2. And that one is down to Ryan Nicholson. Yeah, Tennessee 2-0, first time, and 1 win away from moving on to the finals. And Moore, at least in game 1, looked as polished as a product as the college game can produce. 1-2. And that one is pulled down the line. Just foul.
Nicholson, a dead pull hitter, but hit a big home run the opposite field on Saturday. They were pitching him away the entire time. He made the adjustment in game.
What? That's 95 miles an hour off the bat. I get that's not 105, but it feels like the ball, because of the wind, it's like hitting a marshmallow tonight. It is not exploded yet. 1-2. Here's one to center. Chestnut back, and he's there to make the play.
That one was 107. But again, today's Jack Caglianone hit one.
Yes.
116, but the impressive part was the launch angle. 18-degree launch angle.
And the wind was blowing like this.
Yes.
It really wasn't any different. It's just a different human being.
Hear his name on draft night, and then what will the team who drafts him want him to do? Solely hit, maybe pitch and hit? Prager has retired the last 10 he has faced. So Daly hit by a pitch in the second, last guy to reach base. 0-1 to McCarthy. And this ball is hit to right. Laviolette now heads back. They were 2 down. You asked for it, you're going to get it. This is Jack Caglianone's home run earlier today.
Compressed.
There it is right there, 115.9. Mrs. Murata's taught me to bump it up to 116.
Round up.
Yep, round it up.
Florida stays alive. And they will get the loser of this one, McCoy.
Ball one.
Above the letters, ball 1. It's been building and building in Lexington for the last couple of years for Nick Mingione, and this was the culmination. And winning on their home field has brought Big Blue Nation to the reality that it's not just basketball and football to school, but baseball is real and likely will be for years to come. And we've seen what that fan base is capable of in the other sports.
They built a beautiful ballpark within the last 10 years, Kentucky Proud Park, and ultimately now they've got a team that fills the place. They didn't fill it right. I mean, you fill it for the first game or two.
Yep.
A whole lot of firsts this year. First time Kentucky's been in a postseason back-to-back years. First time Kentucky has hosted a Super. First time that they've ever been here, and obviously the first ever College World Series win. That man has built a great program.
1-2 to McCoy. One of those guys that Mingione convinced, red shirt, and he bought into it. And here he is in the College World Series looking at one outside.
He is on top of that plate with 2 strikes. They're coming in. He's not budging.
They believe he is going to eventually hit for a lot of power. Big time tools for McCoy. And I think too, KP, there was something important about winning it on the field in front of the home fans versus going somewhere else, because now all of those that were there can say we witnessed it. We were there the first time that our team qualified to go to Omaha. Pitch number 61 from the lefty, Ryan Prager, on the way. And a roller up the middle. Fielded and a close play at first. But Camarillo's arm, good enough. Another 1-2-3 inning. Prager rolling along, and so are we here in Omaha. Drew Beam's got a good seat here. He's ready to watch. Like everybody else, wondering when somebody is going to get something going.
What's our winning point total tonight? How many points you got to have?
I got to say 4.
4? Under.
Yeah, I was going to say 1. I think it's 1.
I think 1 seems like a lot. I think 1's a lot right now.
Well,
I think 1's going to be enough.
We have to get 1.
Eventually.
We do have to get 1.
Yes.
Laviolette followed by Appel. Ball! Good take. That was a strike for a long time.
Great call.
Hey, David Jules had a really good zone tonight. Very good zone. He's not given a whole lot, which is totally fine. It's been very consistent all night.
3 balls, no strikes. Base runners critical, and 3-1.
He also brought his family to my little meet and greet the other day, and I told him I'd say nice stuff about him. The 2 just go together.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Meet Kyle Peterson. He's going to talk about me.
Ball 4.
Well, a rare walk and a leadoff man aboard now for A&M, and this is the meat of the order for the Aggies.
Again, A&M this year, 4 sack bunts. 4 the whole season. Appel doesn't have any.
He's got to change his looks, because even though he just stole 7 bases this season in 9 attempts, last year he stole 18.
Not too adept at
No, he's going to figure
the old
out.
oven mitt.
I think because they wrapped it, it's not going in cleanly. It's pretty new, too.
Now, let me ask you this. If he's going back, and let's say the glove hits what's flapping around,
Yeah.
would he be out?
Should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would think you'd want to do that. That would make a little sense.
Yep.
Get that belt
Now we're working.
tighter now.
Velcro can be tricky.
Hard to tuck in that shirt at first with the oven mitt.
Good look at the lead for Laviolette. And this one is hooked down the line and trouble in the corner. It bounces around. Laviolette to third. They'll put the brakes on there. And a double for Jackson Appel. It's second and third. Nobody out.
Tell you this, Carl, because there are no outs, you hold the runner right there. Now you have him in scoring position, but what a nice piece of hitting. Ball stays up in the zone, pulls it, and is able to keep it fair. He's on his horses. Laviolette hesitated a little bit around first. See that secondary? He turns around right there, and he decides halfway through, okay, now it's not caught.
The bigger concern right now is they're out there looking at Laviolette. Schlossnagel's making his way to see what the trainer is, and he's
Grabbed his hamstring when he came around third base. They don't need this, man. You lose Braden Montgomery
exactly
a week and a half ago to a broken ankle, and now Laviolette grabbing it. He did it kind of when he put the brakes on.
He was wearing it. I think it was starting to bother him as he was getting towards third.
Yeah.
To your point, losing a big pitcher, losing Montgomery, they can ill afford to lose that guy. They also said that really, given their pitching issues, need to win this game. And they got a big chance to score here. Hayden shot up and quickly the meeting on the mound. And this makes some sense. We haven't seen this situation all night.
And if I'm not mistaken, because of the way this championship is set up, they decided to carry more pitchers and position players as well, so they don't have many outfielders on their active roster.
They've got 13 position players, 14 arms, that being Texas A&M. So yeah, they're a little light from a position player standpoint. Dan Roselle out, pitching coach for Kentucky right now, to talk to more. I think it'll be interesting here. So you got first base open, you got a left-handed hitter in Hayden Schott, who is not running well right now. I think that's one thing to watch with Schott. He's got the brace in the left leg, was not moving great the other day. But Moore's best the whole day, and what A&M has really not done any damage on, has been the changeup. See if he goes changeup heavy to the left-handed shot right here.
And also, any idea of some small ball? You know, you also have to think about Laviolette down there at third with that hamstring. He's banging that mid against it. Schott steps in second and third, 0-0 game. And swings at the first one and sends it into left field. Easily scoring Laviolette. Appel is in. It's 2-0. Hayden Schott delivers the RBI. And Laviolette, it was not easy coming home.
Infield back in the middle, which surprised me. As we get later into this game, it feels like runs are going to be at a premium. Infield's in. They got a chance right here.
Yeah, but watch. Go ahead. But on this one, watch the shortstop again. He takes a couple steps towards the middle, and then the ball is hit. And the ball is hit to his right. Laviolette's in trouble.
Well.
He's in trouble.
He's not moving well.
Hayden Schott delivers the biggest shot of the night.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
And the Aggies have a 2-0 lead. Breaking pitch misses. And again, we have no clue, but this has the potential to be win the battle. And maybe we're in trouble with the big long war here if Laviolette's not able to go, and he is in pain. 2-0 A&M outside. Now it's 3 balls and no strikes. Kentucky hasn't gotten a hit yet. And that guy right there has got to be thinking, we can't allow anyone else to come in. And those of you that had 1 run to win it at home are wrong. We've got 2.
Whoa, hold on. How many is it going to take to win? Still could be 1.
Oh, I got you. Okay. I thought you said how many points are we going to have. And there's ball 4.
This is the first time he's ever had hamstring issues. It is puzzling as a player. It's very foreign. Most likely they'll go in and wrap it. That's a big presence in that lineup.
It's a big presence in the outfield. It saved the game for them. And now they have a 2-0 lead. And they are continuing to be in business after the walk to Burton. It'll be Sorrell, and he's not going to face Mason Moore. That will be it for Mason Moore as Mingione is out. A&M the advantage here in the 6th inning with 2 on and up 2-zip. And now the first bullpen piece comes in for Kentucky.
KP, 3rd time around the lineup is real.
Yep. 3rd time around this order. Leadoff walk, just his 2nd of the game. Double. Single and a walk that ultimately chases Mason Moore right as the A&M faithful were on their feet with a ball 5 chance to start. But the Aggies offense starting to get going, and you feel like it's only a matter of time before that happens. It is happening in this inning, and for the first time tonight, the Wildcats will go to the bullpen.
Into this inning between Prager and Moore. And now the righty Cameron O'Brien.
On for the 35th time. That's tops on this Kentucky team. O'Brien comes out. 44 strikeouts, 33 innings. About a 50-50 mix between fastball slider to right-handers. More fastball heavy to lefties. That fastball will move into the low 90s.
Breaking ball a lot more effective against the righties. He's going to start it off with the lefty. And Caden Sorrell. Shot the hero so far with that big hit. Can they add on to it? Again, neither of these teams have lost. A loss tonight doesn't eliminate either one. In the dirt, and it's a good job by Burks. I don't know. Does you guys just watching him think like he's continuing in this game?
Well, just keep I'm keeping an eye on the trainer as well.
She's keeping an eye on him.
She hasn't taken her eye off of him since she came in.
She's concerned, and they wrapped that one too.
Was that the pitching coach he was?
Yeah, that was Max Winter that was talking to him.
Thought so.
You guys got your first Max Winter experience this morning. What'd you think?
Very impressed.
He's awesome. He is awesome.
1-2 to Sorrell. And another one foul. Yeah, so Max Weiner came over. Nate Yesky went to LSU. They had to find a pitching coach. They went for a 20-year-old there in Weiner, who was with the Mariners organization. He's got a tremendous family background, military background. Brother, Harvard Law. Another one in Afghanistan as a ranger coming back to go to law school. And he is a leader. When he was 12, he was in cadet school leading 14-year-olds. So one of his strengths, obviously, is communication, and getting in the ear there of Laviolette, just another way that he's making an impact on this A&M program. But you sit and you listen, and you feel like you're listening and learning something, and he says it in a language and a way that everyone understands it.
Very well schooled.
2-2, 2 on, 2 runs in.
Oh!
Didn't miss by much, but it's full from O'Brien. Aiden Schott, a 363 hitter with runners in scoring position, has delivered the first 2 runs. And now a big pitch on 3-2 to Sorrell. Swing and a miss. Look at Burks. He knows how important that punch out was for the first out.
Devin Burks is one of the best defensive catchers in the entire country right there. And they go right back to the slider. Watch this action. Get over the top of it. You can see the dot from this end, but enough down to get it underneath the barrel of the freshman Caden Sorrell right there. Big swing and miss right there. We're going to pick a spot for a strikeout. That's it. 2 runs already in, 2 more guys on. And first hitter that Cameron O'Brien faces out of the bullpen, he punches out.
We've already seen this middle infield turn 1 double play, and it was smooth. Now Camarillo bats with 1 down.
Tell you what a difference to at least have experience having pitched on Saturday. Comes in, no nerves whatsoever, and is able to execute his pitches.
Grad transfer out of Campbell. Cameron O'Brien on the 0-1. And this one is to right, and that one's fairly deep, and a bad read from McCoy. He came in and then he froze. Here comes Schott. Burton's going to be held. It is now 3-0. Camarillo a double to right.
Well, in the back of your mind as an outfielder, the wind is blowing in, it's howling, so your first instinct is, oh, he hits it my way. Let me go in. He takes a jab step back, but does not trust it, and it just goes right by him.
That is the... Go ahead, bud.
103 miles per hour, just a line drive, and opposite field like that. Very impressed by Camarillo's power.
That is the first ball tonight that has been hit over an outfielder's head.
Yeah.
First one.
It's his 13th double. Couldn't have come at a bigger time. The 7-hole hitter, Camarillo, delivers. 3-0 Aggies, 2nd and 3rd.
All one. Am I missing something here? It's 3-0 right now.
I don't know why
I don't know.
I do not know. I was surprised they weren't playing in earlier when it was 0-0. Kentucky doesn't have a hit. And Prager's been unbelievable. I am very surprised that the infield's not all the way in.
One out, righty against lefty. Right-handed hitter on deck, Chestnut.
Yeah, the middle infielders are back. In fact, Petrie's on the grass. It doesn't
seem to run.
1 ball, 1 strike on the way to Caden Kent. 1-2.
You're O'Brien. You have to just try to get for the strikeout. Forget the contact.
Kent, the other thing, I see where they are. I just got to get the ball on the ground. We got another run. Here's O'Brien. And he sends this one towards the gap in left center. It's going to get down. Both runners on each other's heels. Kent delivers a single. They have blown it open as Burton and Camarillo touch home.
I felt like when this ball in the air was going to hang in the air long enough, it's going to score a run, but it's not going to score 2. Ali Camarillo's read on second base was outstanding on this ball. Caden Kent, who was not playing a whole lot this season, gets a chance after Montgomery goes down, hits a huge grand slam in the supers. Watch this by Camarillo. He read it 5 or 6 steps earlier than I thought he would. Takes off, able to come around and score easily. We were scoreless into the 6th inning. The Aggies have put a 5 spot on the board.
That's great coaching right there. Not during the game, but preparing the players as he turned around beautifully to read the outfield.
Kent and shot, both with 2 RBIs. Still 1 out and a strike called to Travis Chestnut. This game changed dramatically, and the walk to Lafayette. First walk that was allowed by Mason Moore, and it has opened the gates. One ball, 1 strike. While they may win the game again, the bigger question is going to be, and we'll find out likely post-game, the condition of Jace Laviolette. He was grabbing at his right hamstring. You can see how it's all taped up.
Laviolette doesn't appear like he's coming out of this game. He's got a bat and his helmet on. He has gone back twice to have that hamstring heavily taped. I've seen him maybe take 1 jog. He hasn't tried to run up and down, hasn't taken a seat, but he's got a bat and helmet.
It's a non-elimination game, and they have right now a 5-0 lead. It's a big swing and a miss from Chestnut. That feels a little risky, and maybe an unnecessary risk in a 5-0 game.
To keep him in?
Yeah. Can you do more damage to it?
I mean, if it's a hamstring, it's not going to heal in a week. So I think it's.
If this is it, you can play through it. You're going to do this in your next game too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you kind of dance with the one that brung you at this point and see how far I can take it.
The thing I'm noticing on their roster is that they do not have another outfielder in there. They already have an infielder, their second baseman, Chestnut, playing center field.
I think it was mentioned today, 2 and a 3-2. That misses.
All they have left on the bench is Jack Bell, their infielder, 2 catchers, and a utility player, number 12, by the name of Ryan Targach.
The 12th man, Ryan Targach. Schlossnagle went to talk to somebody who's down sort of just next to their dugout. Two on, 1 down, 5-0. And Gavin Grahovac's got a chance to blow this thing away. Laviolette is up next. He's got a bat in his hands. Grabbed his hamstring when he was running the bases. Did come in to score and grimaced the entire way down third. Big swing and a foul ball from Grahovac, who was trying to blow it open with that swing.
It's got pop. Big time hard hit. An exit velo. You're going to need it here tonight.
Off speed, 1 and 2, and I mean way off speed.
Cameron O'Brien will show you 2 different breaking balls, the slider and then that one, the curveball, that 15 to 16 miles an hour less than he throws his fastball.
It's the most interesting plate appearance of the night as Laviolette limps towards home plate. The best hitter on the team, one of the best in the country, grabbed his right hamstring after he advanced earlier in this inning, came in to score, and his face said it all. He was in extreme pain. They appear to have wrapped that hamstring, and now he's going to bat. So we got our first beach ball. So let's take a look at Laviolette Watch his face right here. Yeah,
that right leg is heavily wrapped. That's a major concern. Why? Because he is so in his legs when he hits.
Kirk Gibson moment, minus the fact that the game is now 5-0. Gibson's famous home run hobbling around the bases.
Oh,
2-1. Base runners are Kent at second. He had a couple of RBIs and a single. Chestnut is behind him. Boy, it looked like Chestnut was going, and the runner ahead of him, Kent, wasn't.
Difference when you're leading off, you're the trail runner. You have to keep your eyes up. You have to see and read the lead runner.
I'd be shocked if they're double stealing with Laviolette hitting.
No kidding. 100% with you.
I think Kent sort of said that was on me.
It still would shock me.
2-2 to Jace Laviolette. Called strike 3, and he is retired. The inning is over. But a big-time crooked number for A&M. Rahovac has now moved from third to left. And Jack Bell is your second baseman. Prager has not given up a hit. He comes out here now with a 5-0 lead. It'll be 9. Then back to the top of the order, Grant Smith, and they need some runs. Prager throws a strike in there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
A hit to start. Prager's been outstanding.
Exactly what Schlossnagel, Wiener thought they would get. Guy that throws strikes and is not going to be moved by all the small ball attempts. This ball is down the line of heading towards the seats.
Gonna find you. Before Montgomery got hurt in the Super Regionals, Super Regionals the entire season, Voga, who's playing left field right now, their third baseman. Chestnut, their second baseman's in center field. 2 infielders out there, cut and paste. Oh no.
2 balls, 2 strikes. I had said, by the way, that that was the first walk of the game. The walk that led off that inning was the second walk. Burton got walked in the 4th inning, so only the second walk that Moore had issued. But the walk led to the big inning, and it was the big concern for Kentucky, giving them free bases. Pulled down the line with a hook on it.
For Prager in Super Regionals against Oregon, 1 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 6 earned. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 1. Bullpen came in and went 7 1/3 scoreless, and A&M won the game 10-6. Today, he's worked the first 5 innings and has faced the minimum in 4 of those 5 innings.
Retired 12 in a row right to this point. Last time that Kentucky had a base runner was Mitchell Daly. That was in the 2nd after he got hit by a pitch. (3-2). And Kentucky walked it off with Daly. Remember, their backs were against the wall big time. It wasn't a 5-run deficit, but they all got together. There was a huddle there, and they talked about sticking to the plan, believing in each other, and they were able to get a win there. They have to have similar feelings as they bat in the 6th. And a base runner would make a huge difference. And this one's on the ground to short, fielded cleanly, and it's one down. 13 in a row, Chris.
Carl, Ryan Prager told me this week he just wanted to get back here to redeem himself in the performance 2 years ago when he allowed 4 runs in just 2 2/3 innings. He then has to go have Tommy John surgery. Last year in the postseason, used his own airline miles to go all the way out to Stanford just to support his team. He said, I just wanted to get back here to show this world, this stage, what I can do. And man, he's done it today.
He sure has, Chris. That's great. First pitch strikes, win the 1-1 counts. And Prager has done all of that tonight. Back to the top of the order, Waldschmidt. And getting ahead. That's what he's trying to do, and that's what Max Wiener has preached since he's taken over. Waldschmidt's 2 outs have both been flyouts.
Completely different picture than what we saw against Oregon, right? Oregon had a different approach as well. They were attacking early. Any strike around the plate, they were going after him, and it really threw him off. Kentucky, they've been a lot more patient, and it's cost them. Oh, no. He go.
2-1. Second 3-ball count of the inning. For all the chaos that we talked about at the top and the small ball and even the home runs we saw the other night, this is the second straight game. The offense for Kentucky has been held for the most part in check. First base runner since inning number 2.
3-1 changeup.
Now Emilian Petrie, the second baseman, whose skill level and vocabulary have got to the point where Minchione says best player I've ever coached, and he will offer words for Minchione to use in his speeches.
English or French?
In English.
Okay.
Suggestions. Have you thought about this word? Maybe incorporate a little bit of this. The relationship between the coach and players is phenomenal. 1-0, and here it comes. You've been in this position before, not only at the World Series, but also, Kyle, taking, a game like this deep into a game. What was your mindset as you knew you haven't given up a hit yet?
Finish the game?
The game.
Yeah.
Without a hit, or just finish
the game? I mean, ideally without a hit, but the mindset is you're not going to get me off the mound.
The swings right there, awkward.
Have they? I'm trying to find a ball that they really squared up tonight. Do you remember one? I don't.
I don't either.
3 ground balls to the shortstop.
Those have probably been the hardest hit.
Yeah, Samario made all 3 plays. I think those were the hardest hit balls. 1-2, Petrie. And he threw it into right field, and that's part of now having a new second baseman. Bell threw it away, and all of a sudden now, reaching on an error, 2 men aboard.
And that's Jack Bell at second base now, freshman from Corpus Christi. Started 3 games this year, early on in the season. Size that had not started another game, and the ball will find you. First opportunity at second base. grabs it, does everything right, puts himself into position, just gets a little excited, throws it away.
Now a big opportunity for the 3-hole hitter Burks. Strike one.
If you got to play rewind right there, if you're Jack Bell, you probably throw that ball to first base.
Slowly hit.
Just getting out right there. Game just sped up a little bit right there.
Now you got to rinse it. 0-1 to Burks.
Ball!
1 ball, 1 strike. Prager pitch count now to 80. Never know what 1 run can do to a team's psyche, what hit can do to a team's psyche. We don't know what bullpen pieces are available for A&M. Both runners take big leads on a grounder to third. A double play to keep it all intact. Burks hit it right at the third baseman, and that is Caden Kent. And there are his numbers, so the lefty is in. Game-changing double play there. Instead of it getting by or any more momentum, it ended as Kent threw across the diamond on a 5-3 double play. So it stays 5-0. We head to the 7th inning. Jack Bell feeling a lot of relief after that ball was thrown into left field. Jackson Appel leads things off. Left on right. It'll be Appel's shot and Burton. On the ground and through. Right away, jumped on the first pitch.
The book on Byers right here to right-handers. You're going to see more changeups and fastballs if he does what he's done all year. Against lefties, fastball, slider, changeup, mixes it up pretty good. Fastball's only going to be into the mid to upper 80s, so I mean, for A&M, it's not a guy that you really have to dial up for the fastball. Just have to make sure you know how much he changes speeds.
Hayden shot. Single and an RBI. Went a little sidearm there, and that's in there for a strike. Laviolette and Appel came in on the shot single. First runs of the game.
Big one-way lead over there at first base. As soon as he kicks, your first move is back to first. You just want to be able to study the move just in case. Comes back up in a big moment.
Here's Jim Schlossnagel, the longtime coach at TCU. And the runner goes. And the throw down from Burks. Did he get him on the shoulder? No. Although Smith is going to say, I did.
I didn't see a tag to it.
Communication and conversation between the second base umpire and Smith.
The previous play is under review.
Ball definitely beats him. Smith was a little bit up in front. I don't know. If he got him, it's right when he caught him. If he got him right there. He didn't get him late.
I'll tell you what, now I understand why he called him safe with that ump cam.
I think he gets him.
Do you?
I don't see where though. It has to be definite. This could be.
It's got to be right here.
I don't see it.
I don't see enough to overturn it. Just lets that ball travel a little bit further, slides right into it. But
what a throw by Burks.
It's a great throw, and Smith has been great defensively at shortstop, but the route was too shallow. The route was just a little bit too shallow. If it's just a little bit deeper, ultimately you're going to throw him out easily. To me, it's just whether or not you think that right when he caught it, there was any contact with that left shoulder.
Did you see the glove move at all? Did the glove move?
No.
After review, the safe call at second base is overturned to out. Wow. Kentucky retains its challenge and still has one remaining for the game.
I thought that glove moved a hair when he hit him on the back. What's the backside of the glove?
That's pretty good. He caught it about as deep as he can catch it right there.
That angle doesn't show the glove move. Either way, he's out. And this one is ripped, and that's another hit. Oh, Hayden's shot going up top of the zone. And now that caught stealing, and the overturned play becomes even bigger.
Second hit for shot.
You could see Appel right there.
Yeah.
Appel said, I didn't think he tagged.
I'm telling you, from this angle, I just don't understand what angle they saw to be able to overturn it convincingly.
Way inside to Burton. You know, and if you're Kentucky now, while you're trying to win this game, you're also having to think about what's coming next and how quickly the next game is coming up.
Yeah, you're not firing best bullets right now.
Right.
Ideally, keep it close, see if you can get the offense going. There has not been anything offensively today for Kentucky. It's been a great offense the entire season, but Ryan Prager has just been that good for the Aggies.
Two and one.
Talk about consistency. We were talking about this a little bit in the meeting today. A&M has not lost a game this year to a team not in the SEC.
They opened the season 17-0 and were 31-0 against teams outside the conference.
They didn't lose a midweek game. Generally, when you see not losing a midweek game, it just tells you how deep a pitching staff can be, because that's when guys down that list, when you're looking at the stats, end up getting more appearances. But they're beat up now. And Laviolette, we'll see. We know Montgomery's not going to play. Shot's not moving well. Shane Sadeo is not going to pitch here. He was a huge part of this A&M staff the entire year. But yet, they're carrying a no-hitter in the 7th inning.
Foul ball. You're already anticipating the post-game interview with Schlossnagle and how he's going to try to deal with it. And to both of your points, hamstring isn't something that overnight heals. It just doesn't happen, and there's just no ability as an outfielder to run on it. And this one to left field on a line. It's going to get down. That's 3 straight hits for A&M.
Ted Burton's been on base all 4 times. 2 singles, 2 walks. Michigan transfer. Gets a changeup right here and just stays on it. You can see spinning down and away from him. Backside goes down to get it. Barrels it up. 3 hits in the inning for the Aggies. Now 10 in the game.
And 3, 4, 5. To your point, they have 6 of those 10 hits. 2 hits apiece. Appel, Schott, and Burton. Significance of this game, given both teams won their first one, is you win now and you move forward with the day off. Tennessee 2-0. The North Carolina-Florida State 1-1 game. And where we are with Kentucky and A&M, the Gators await.
Quick turnaround for whoever loses this one. They'll play tomorrow against the Gators.
One team from bracket 1, one from bracket 2 play in the College World Series Championship, which begins on Saturday with game 1. And Lee Byers in, and here is Caden Sorrell.
Nothing.
Amazing, isn't it, what a great starting pitching performance can do to an offense, to a ballpark, to a team's confidence.
To the rest of the pitching staff.
Exactly. I mean, you could not have asked for more yet than what Prager's getting. The only concern now is the length of the time that he's resting. Now, it may be a good thing, but he hasn't pitched in a while, and it could be extended.
Yeah, but they're going to carry. They're going to have to. Their pitching is going to have to carry them the rest of the way. No Montgomery coming into this College World Series. You have now the injury to your star outfielder as well.
On the ground, let's watch Petrie and Smith do their work, and they get that double play.
Pretty.
4-6-3 double play. Second time they have turned that. It's 5-0. Kentucky hasn't gotten a hit. They're coming up in the 7th after this.
You can't go out there and eliminate anything in any count because he'll show you everything, and you saw where that 0 still is in the column on the scoreboard. He's been outstanding.
Starting to get a little loose in that A&M bullpen as the first swing and a miss from Nick Lopez. Walking an error in the last inning. They had runners at first and second, then hit into a 5-3 double play. Getting loose by throwing footballs. Lopez, Daly, Nicholson.
Ball out.
The 1-1 to Lopez. Infield straight up, and this one straight up in the air to shallow center. Come on in a little bit. The wind is still blowing, though not nearly as hard. And Chestnut is there. There's one down. What do you think? Put some eye black on Bobby V. We're getting close.
Yeah.
You ever seen a guy hit with glasses like that?
Oh, but he's looking good. What are those, 100%? I want one.
Like the commercial you see at 2:30 in the morning. Buy one, get 7 free.
All out.
Dispensable. Yes. Throw them away. Oh, given the fact that we all lose them, it's the best way to go. 1-0 to Mitchell Daly. Pens and eyeglasses, right? Those are two things you lose more than any. Keys. Used to buy nice pens. Like, at some point you realize that's the dumbest thing you could ever do.
You're going to lose it.
It's gone. On the ground, no, it's in the air, and it stays up long enough for Camarillo to make the play. 2 down in the 7th.
Oh, he's been active. That left side of the infield has been very active tonight, and that man right there has been moving his feet a lot. Little top spin action.
Knuckleball.
Stays with it.
It's a good thing it stayed up. That's a tough play. Here's Nicholson.
Back scrub.
87 pitches. Man, that off-speed change is filthy.
Left on left change has been really good tonight, too. He doesn't throw that one as much as a slider, but when it has that good down action like it does, like Prager has tonight, you can throw it to anybody. It doesn't make any difference.
And Nicholson is the first hit of the night for Kentucky. Another changeup at 77, and Kentucky finally has a base runner via the hit. And look at the A&M crowd come to their feet.
This is where you got to exhale and kind of. This is a perfect time to take a visit, man. Because he knew he had a no-hitter. I don't care what anybody says. When you get to this part of the game, you know if you got a no-hitter going. Now it's just kind of push the reset button. Max Wiener out with a very timely visit. Usually you're not going to go talk to a guy that's given up 1 hit in 7 innings. This time now it's, okay, flush it, let's go back to work, get us back in the dugout.
Yeah, and you almost, without seeing the lips and what he's saying, he came out, he smiled, and then all of a sudden it's now we got to lock back in. And you could almost see him shift gears in what he was saying and how he was delivering that message. What the career high in pitches for Prager was 107 at South Carolina this year. Now that the no-hitter is over, clearly the most important thing for A&M, get a win. Keep them off the board, and at some point you think about, we're going to need Prager again. We're going to need him to be this good. Nolan McCarthy ready.
0-1.
McCarthy struck out, flew out to right. A lot of play back here.
Ball.
2 balls and a strike, a little high. Super regional win over Oregon State, a sweep for the first time ever reaching a regional in back-to-back seasons. Regular season SEC champ, 22 wins. Kentucky 2-1. Swing and a miss, 76 on a change. Playing the SEC, you play against the best. When they went 14-5 against ranked teams this season with 22 quad 1 wins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McCarthy. Foul.
I'll tell you what, McCarthy on Saturday, he moved all around the box. Sometimes he was right on top of the plate. Other times he was away from the plate. This time he's moved up towards Prager, trying to get away and eliminate the changeup.
And that one is laced into left field. It gets down. Nicholson reads. He heads to third. And McCarthy slides in with the double. And the Cats and their bats have woken up a little here in the 7th.
You adjust. It's exactly what he did right there. When you adjust to that changeup, it doesn't allow the ball to drop as much and it stays up. And this one stays right up there, sees it, his eyes open up wide, and gets all over it. Beautiful swing, good balance, already with a home run in this CWS. Now with a double.
Kentucky's got a pinch hitter, Patrick Herrera, junior out of Mesa, Arizona. What's your guys thinking on how long Prager stays in the game?
I think he absolutely finished this inning. Then I think you have to make a decision whether you go to the bullpen after that. A&M used just 2 bullpen guys in their open. Chris Cortez and Evan Aschenbeck. That was it. That bullpen's fresh.
As he said today to us, we got a lot of other arms beside those 2, and we're going to have to use them. And now a time is called. Stewart was getting hot out there.
This is the buy time right here. I think this could be it for him.
He's shaking his head no, and he's now barking into his glove as he sees his coach, Jim Schlossnagle, coming out to take him out of the game. And all sorts of smiles from both Max Winter and Jim Schlossnagle on the job Prager did tonight. Absolutely outstanding effort from the redshirt sophomore out of Dallas, Texas, Ryan Prager. Well done. He leaves, giving up nothing yet.
Ryan Prager was outstanding. 6 2/3 hitless, gives up 2 in a row, and here comes Josh Stewart. Fastball into the low 90s, but the story for Stewart really is the slider. He's going to throw it significantly more than the fastball against righties. He'll be slider heavy to Herrera right here.
Bottom of the order for Kentucky's got to come through. 2nd and 3rd. And that's a fastball. It's poured in there at 93 to get going. Herrera is a 300 hitter. Limited use. Doesn't have a ball over the wall yet, but good contact. Nicholson and McCarthy are aboard. They're trying to break through. They got their first hit this inning. Good swing from Herrera.
Pitching a little bit backwards from where Stewart usually is. The book is slider, slider, slider. He throws it about 75% of the time. 2 straight fastballs to get to 0-2.
Pinch hit against NC State. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. And that is all she wrote for Kentucky and the Cats offense in the 7th. Stewart low a 93 by Herrera, boys. And Prager, the story of the game tonight. First pitch from Byers called strike 1. Camarillo has been solid in the field. He's got a double as well and an RBI. 0-2.
He hit that big double in the top of the 6th inning that pretty much ended up just breaking the hearts of the Kentucky Wildcats.
No balls, 2 strikes. 7, 8, 9 due up here, and here comes the 0-2, and he reaches out, and Herrera heads over, and he can stop running because it's going into seats. Great, great crowd on a Monday night here in Omaha. Ballpark, which didn't play very fairly when it first opened, given the baseball, the wind, etc., has really settled in nicely. You feel that way, KP?
Yeah.
Fair ballpark now.
Yeah, I would tell you, too, later on in this week, it's going to turn offensive.
With the heat?
No, exactly the opposite. It cools down in the middle of the week, and I think you'll see this place play a lot different.
Oh, no! He go!
Hitters will like hitting here again.
Omaha, cool in June? Is that right?
Got a low 70s high coming at you on Wednesday.
Really? How's Tuesday looking?
Gotta wear the long johns.
I don't know. I didn't look at Tuesday. I skipped over Tuesday.
1-2. Here you go. Herrera going back. Now under it. He passed his first test. Camarillo flies out. It is one of the great events of the summer. It's the slogan here, the greatest show on dirt. Cut the College World Series trophy into the grass. Father's Day yesterday, and now we're just getting after it. What's pinker, his cheeks or his lips there?
You can tell he's had a few snow cones.
Big hit for this guy, Caden Kent, 2 for 3. You got the Nixon boys here. You got Caden Kent. Some baseball tonight superstars during the day. Trot Nixon, Jeff Kent. One ball and 1 strike. Round to second. It's like there's no automatic outs, but a ground ball
Pretty
to
close.
Petrie is almost like auto. He used to play pickup baseball. Be an auto. That's an auto.
He's made 2 errors the whole season. Filled 992 coming in.
Kentucky came in this year not having played many games on regular surface as well.
Yeah.
Last year they only played 9.
Ravi, you mentioned Petrie came in weighing $130. He's now at 190, gained 60 pounds from his freshman year. I said, how'd you do it? He said, I ate a lot, 4 meals a day, had to snack in between classes. That did it. So I asked him, there's got to be something that you just like, I ate too much of it during that time period. He said, goldfish.
Really?
That was the one snack that I could bring with me to class and eat it in between on my walks. Can't do goldfish anymore.
So we're out on goldfish now. We're done with goldfish.
It's a shame.
It did its job.
I gained 60 pounds since my freshman year, too. Eddie, how about you?
100.
Yes. Here we go. Up top.
Up top. All in! Got the Florida State at 160. I'm around 260 right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, KB. I get the goldfish thing, but there's got to be something else.
Ball 4.
That's ball 4. Pasta, pizza, college campus, burgers.
Yep. Yep, and yep.
Great taco places in Lexington. Really good restaurants there. There are. Sneaky. Two down for Grahovic. It's starting to feel a little bit like an A&M home game. That's what a lot of these guys will tell you. They start to hear their fan bases. It just does make them comfortable.
The longer they stay, the more that they keep showing up.
They show up. Hear them, the familiar ball 5. We're on to ball 6 now. Runner goes. Strike called. Stolen base from Chestnut.
Doing a game at A&M one time, they got to ball 13. And we didn't talk the whole time. Just there's nothing to say. Just let them do what they do.
I believe we had a meeting about the rating spike during not talking.
Oh!
Yep.
We'd like very much for us to continue that tradition. Two balls and a strike. Travis Chestnut to second base. Starting to chant, let's go Aggies, let's go. Runner goes again on a ground ball to second base. Petrie is there. Aggies moving around the bases, trying to. We are headed to the bottom of the 8th, but there are 5 runs on the board for Texas A&M. The Aggies, they attempt to go 2-0 here. Number 2 team, number 3 team. Number 1 team's already 2-0. That's the Tennessee Volunteers. Prager a no-hitter through 6 2/3 out of the game, and Stewart has come on in and just thrown some cheese. 92. He got McCoy to end the inning, put out any fire as Kentucky had runners at second and third. 9, then back to the top of the order. 5-0 game. Close one there. A slider right at the knees.
You good? No, I'm good.
Prager, Jim Schlossnagle told us, let's hope Prager does what Prager can do. And he did that. He got a lot of strikes in the zone. He had a lot of whiffs in the zone. He did not walk many at all. And the vaunted Kentucky run game was never able to get on track. As KB said, he exercised some demons that he had.
And the way their roster is constructed pitching-wise, them being on the winner's bracket, if they're able to win this, puts them in a great position. Cortez will be available again, only throwing 63 pitches in game 1. They'll have off tomorrow if they're able to hold.
Yeah, the question is going to be their lineup construction. The truth is, tonight, it wasn't Laviolette like Caglione today for Florida. It wasn't Laviolette who carried them offensively. So you take that with you. We did score without him being a huge factor offensively, but it is a presence for sure. And a power source that we'll have to wait and see if he's available the next game. 1-2, right back at you.
I always say there's one guy on the team that you try to circle. That circle guy is the one that's not going to beat you. Now it's a little bit easier to maneuver if that man's on the right is not able to go in a couple days. Without Montgomery already out, broken leg. This was your offense.
Ryan Waldschmidt. And Kent got a great arm. See him playing second a lot. Really good, strong throw from third.
He looks pretty comfortable third base. Trying to double play earlier, and that time the internal clock tells him he's got plenty of time. Doesn't have to rush the throw, but still got it across the diamond in a hurry. 2 quick outs here in the 8th for Joshua Stewart.
Bouncer up the middle, has to go behind second, and not in time. Petrie beats out the throw. Camarillo, that high chopper.
Nothing you can do there. You can't substitute speed, and Petrie hits it off the plate area, bounces high. Camarillo does everything right.
We're in Omaha with Kyle Peterson, Eduardo Perez, Chris Budd, and Carl Ravitch. Those of you flipping over after watching the Celtics and Mavs halftime there. Celtics have a 21-point lead, 67-46 at the half. A win will get them an NBA championship here. Texas A&M took a no-hitter into the 7th inning after scoring 5 runs in the top of the 6th. It was 0-0 into the 6th inning of this game. Good swing and a miss there. A&M, they have lost their best offensive player, Jace Laviolette, but that guy right there, Ryan Prager, put on an absolute show on the mound when they needed it most. You can see his pitching line. A win gets him a day off. A loss for the team will have to play tomorrow. Florida, a winner earlier today. They will be the opponent. Kyle's prognostication that the Mavs weren't going to win in Boston seems to be inching closer. One-two to Burks. That's way outside. Gets by. So Petrie will head down to second base. As much as you'd like to program, they don't often respond. There's a good one there. Like, let's get a little clap. We got a little clap.
Oh, no.
Burks takes. will count. They get a base runner and a blast. Again, it's a very different ball game. The wind has definitely calmed down a little bit. Stewart ready on the 3-2. That's way outside. Ball 4. Did he go? They won't check it. And there's 2 men on again.
That's a part of this order that can do some damage. All with 2 outs right here. The single by Petrie. And Burks walks. Now you get Nick Lopez, who has had a great offensive season coming up. And it feels like if Kentucky's going to get back in this thing, it's got to happen right now.
And he's been a doubles machine this year for the Wildcats.
Say this is another positive attribute about Max Wiener. First year on the staff, the ERA went down almost 2 runs. He doesn't
to the mound.
He doesn't slow walk to the mound. How did you know where I was going?
I don't know, but I did.
Well, he's 29.
Yeah.
You talk about coaches in this industry. You talk about any coach. This is a guy who literally, from the time that he could think about what he wanted to do, and it feels like with him that was about 5, he always wanted to be a coach.
Played at FIU, played a little bit of pro ball, and then immediately got into coaching and kind of shot through the Mariners system. It was a great article. It was in the Seattle Times a couple years ago, just talking about the impact that he had on some of their best arms.
Saw his smile. There's a youthful exuberance about him. And look, we got a 4-hour-plus rain delay. What else is there to do? Get up and get yourself a burger.
Just glad I didn't put ranch on it like David Esker did during a rain delay a couple of years ago. You know, the interesting thing about Wiener, he was so excited to get to A&M that he went there after the Futures game, took a direct flight there with him and his now fiance. And, you know, coach was like, I'm going to have to wine him and dine him. Nope, he gets there and goes, I'm all in. Never left. Literally never went back home to pack. Fiance packed everything. He didn't even have any clothes. Schloss was like, guess we'll get you some A&M gear. We'll get you all settled in a hotel. Literally never went back to Seattle.
Ball now. He go.
Straight on the road. Start recruiting.
You realize, coach is right, though. We'll get you the gear. When do you see coaches in college without the university gear on?
Lopez pulls that down the line, and it is just foul. Oof, was that close. And Matt had the ability to change this game quickly. Would have been 2 runs. He would have been on second base. Oof, wow.
2-3 inches is all right there.
Nick Lopez, portal kid. And the one thing that Mingione says about him, depending where the ball is, like he has the ability to hit in these weird positions, off balance, just get the bat to the ball. He didn't hit right-handed last year. Obviously, with a righty on the mound, he's hitting lefty, and he just missed an extra base hit.
Tell you what, I haven't seen this outfield alignment yet because it's the first time that he's hitting from the left side. You have the left fielder actually playing down the line, center fielder straight up, and right fielder playing very deep.
From behind the runner, Petrie gets back. He's got 26 steals on the season. What Kentucky wants to do, though, they want you to get out of your comfort zone, make plays like that, see if you can cause mistakes. Now the at-bat begins for Lopez. He's a .330 hitter with 2 strikes this season. Gets the call on the outside corner, and Lopez is gone. Ninth inning. What was the most egregious thing that got you in trouble in school?
We changed all the locks on all the lockers my senior year in high school.
Did you get caught?
Yes.
And?
It was really funny. We shut the whole school down for the day. Got the master keys to the locks, snuck in one night, changed them all.
Bell to left field. How about you, Eddie? So in sixth grade, we had a recess indoors, and that led to a soccer game breaking out, indoor soccer game. And we're not passing the ball. We're trying to score, and we scored right into a big glass bookcase, which then led to principal sit here and 1,000 times you were going to write, "I will not kick a soccer ball."
And you had to do it?
And I had to do it 1,000 times with a pencil. That you can't, like, this never been the same since then. But right through a glass window
for the last 45 years.
It's good. It's good.
I like it.
I was never caught.
Oh, you haven't been caught yet?
I haven't been caught yet.
We kind of turned ourselves in a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, there wasn't a way to say, look around. Anybody know who did that?
No, but we were idiots because we didn't change the locks on our lockers.
26 other people pointed right at that little guy.
He did it.
Was it the entire senior class that how many of you in the senior class?
It was like 10 of us. We had a guy go in at like 7 o'clock, say he forgot a book, and then he went and opened the door downstairs. 2 guys came in, and the rest of us got there at 1 in the morning. Took all the locks off.
How did you get the locks off?
We had the master keys.
Oh.
4 master keys to all the locks. We unlocked every one of them. It's brilliant. It was the earliest.
What grade were you in?
Senior. It was like 2 weeks before I left, and they almost made me leave early after that. But it's the earliest I've ever been to school in my entire life. We just stood at the end of the hall and just watched chaos.
But you were there at 1 a.m. the night before. That morning you're there at 1 doing this. You probably rolled out of there at 2:30, and you're back at 7.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if I slept.
I'm going to venture again. I'm not sure you went home. I'm just going to.
Oh, come on.
Well, you're hanging at your buddy's house.
Yeah.
You all had to say we're staying at Jimmy's house and Kyle's house and Eddie's house.
Then we went straight to the boats.
Two down. The Kentucky infield continues to kind of show off. They have been terrific all night.
They really have. Daly's been spectacular coming in on baseballs, also going to his left. And we've seen the middle infield be able to turn it. Fundamentally sound.
Here's Hayden's shot. He's had a good night. Singled a couple of RBIs, and that's ball 1 down from Byers. Imagine now what Mingione will say to his team and what the post-game press conference will be about. The lead's going to be, right, sometimes you tip your cap. That's a shot down the line from Hayden's shot. Takes a ricochet that favors the outfielder. This is going to be a close one at second, and he's out. Patrick Herrera got a fortunate bounce off the wall right to him, and I don't know if Schott picked it up, and he threw him out at second.
How about that big smile from Herrera? Comes in late to pinch hit. He's got an opportunity to field the ball, and now to show his arm off. Shot. The shot passed down the line, but ricochets perfectly. Herrera reads it, barehands it, throws a strike over to second. I get a little ESPN up, Cam. He gone.
Injury to Jace Laviolette. He'll address that after the game and have a day off to see if it can somehow miraculously recover. He seemed to injure his hamstring running the bases and was in a great deal of pain. They pulled him out in a 5-0 game after he did come back to the plate to take a few swings and was retired. They got 11 shutouts. That leads Division I, and they're trying to make it 12. Stewart's first pitch to Daly. Ball 1. Mitchell Daly, Ryan Nicholson, Nolan McCarthy. Last chance for the Batcats. Center field. Chestnut, he lost it and found it. And he's saying, I'm sorry, my bad, but I got it. Here's one down. SVP's coming up. Sports Center live post-game coverage. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Again, the Celtics were up 21 at the half with a chance to clinch their 18th NBA title. Top plays, reaction from this College World Series, and that and a lot more coming up tonight on Sports Center with SVP. Next on ESPN and the ESPN app. Saw Rory McIlroy miss a couple of 3.5-footers yesterday. He has decided to take a month off from golf, not play. Supposed to head to Hartford for the Travelers that has an incredible field next week, but McIlroy will not be going, and he also apologized for not hanging around to congratulate Bryson DeChambeau on his second U.S. Open championship. One ball, one strike. Nicholson one down. 2 outs away from getting a day off and being 2-0. And this one is smoked to right field. Nicholson and everyone else watches it go into the seats. Another College World Series home run for Ryan Nicholson. This time it doesn't tie a game, but it puts him on the board.
Nicholson showing his pop. We've seen it go opposite field late on Saturday. And again, putting the Wildcats on the board. Slider stays up. He doesn't miss it.
With that home run, Nicholson has tied the single-season Kentucky record. His 23rd of the year. Ouch. Fouled right off of Appel behind the plate.
That dude's had a really good year, man.
Yes, he has.
He's had a really good year. Talked about this offense that picked up and the power that picked up for Kentucky. Nicholson, 23 home runs. That's a pretty good list, by the way. O.J. Reed won the Golden Spikes that year.
Louisville was at Cincinnati. Never lost confidence. He started a little slow. Never lost his confidence. And he's ended up right now with 23 homers. 2 balls and no strikes. Chopper backing up. Amarillo has time. And McCarthy's got a little bit of a hamstring, so he wasn't going to burn it out there. But there's a guy that's playing with a bit of a tweaked hamstring. Stewart ready to Herrera. Ball 1 away. How you feeling about Florida, Kentucky tomorrow night?
Kentucky beat them 2 out of 3, or did they sweep them this year? I know Kentucky won the series. What the Gators do on the mound? I assume it's Pierce Capola. I assume it's Dominic Nyman for Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky beat them 2 out of 3 in Gainesville earlier this year.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and a strike away for Stewart.
It's a different team right now for Florida.
I would agree. I would totally agree.
Checks off a couple of the pitch calls, and now he's ready. Crowd on its feet. Ooh, look out. Kid stole Bruce Bochy's hat. Now, how did you do that?
Here we go. All those bad boys on Shark Tank.
Three-two. Fouled off to stay alive, Herrera. Good pitch, strikeout to end it. And the Aggies improved to 2-0 on the shoulders of that guy right there. Ryan Prager, awfully impressive. And for the first time in program history, a 2-0 start in Omaha for the Aggies.
Prager was outstanding. Hitless through the first 6 2/3. Back-to-back hits given up in the 7th. He comes out. Joshua Stewart comes in for the Aggies. All 5 runs in the 6th inning. First 4 of the inning reach, first 4 of the inning score. And that was enough.